This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. Jesus is the way that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. Jesus is the way that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Jesus is the way that the Lord has made. This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2022 Heart of Camp Gala celebrating Carol Joy Holling Camp. I want to thank you so much for being here tonight with us. My name is Scott Johnson, and I will be your host online for this evening. You may know me from a lot of different hats that I've worn around the area. I currently serve as the director for campus ministries at Midland University in Fremont, Nebraska. I'm a member of the NLOM Board of Directors. I'm a former member of the summer ministry team here at Carol Joy Holling, and even years before that, I was a camper at Carol Joy, and it was because of many of those connections with Carol Joy Holling that I first started sensing a call to ordained ministry myself. Really glad to be with you tonight, and as we are settling in, we'd love to hear from you. So join the conversation by commenting just below the live stream box. And if you'd like to, let's start the evening off by sharing where you're joining us from tonight and how you're connected with Carol Joy Holling Camp, or if you're just here because you like a good time online. While you're at it, if you want, you could take a few minutes to download the virtual program for details about tonight's live auction items, information about this year's Heart of Camp award winners, and you can learn more about Carol Joy Holling Camp. You'll find all of that information at the website caroljoyholling.org/gala, and it's going to be up on your screen right there. Each summer, Carol Joy Holling Camp serves more than 1,000 campers. That's something that's been going on. It was going on 30 years ago when I was on summer staff, and it's continued all these years later. And it is your generous stewardship that makes all of that possible year after year. So we want to take a minute to just say thank you.
Hi, welcome to Carol Joy Holling Camp.
My name's Tammy Arndt, but here at camp they call me T. And this is my friend
Kurt Schmeckpepper, but friends here at camp call me Schmeck.
We'd like to tell you why we want you to come to camp this summer
and experience all the fun things to do here.
This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has
made. Welcome to Carol Joy Holling Camp. First thing and last thing, everyone is welcome at camp. The mission of camp is to be called by God to be a Christ-centered, Spirit-powered ministry. We're creating leaders for the church and world.
There's not a single person that won't find a place here at camp.
I love going to camp because of the experience. It's kind of something special about it.
I've been to camp 3 times.
I've also been to camp 3 times, and we come together each year.
I was nervous to come to camp, but now I realize that it's not that scary and it's really fun. This is my second time at camp, and I like to make a lot of new friends, like Lauren.
I've made a lot of new friends. My favorite activities are swimming and the high ropes course.
I really like the high ropes. I'm afraid of heights, so facing fears is something that I love a lot.
You have to trust one another and everything. You have to be encouraging to everyone.
And after each stage or course, we all sang a song together that we learned at worship, and it helped us really calm down and just keep going as a team.
One of my personal favorites is when we do mud hikes or adventure hikes. will get down in the creek and just get completely covered. You come back, you can't tell who's who, but you end up just seeing all the smiles.
I like to go swimming, snow cones, and everything else.
The night worships give you chills when you see all the kids praying and singing.
It's really fun to sing new songs, yeah.
At Bible study, I learned a lot about God, and I've learned a bunch of stuff. It's really amazing.
We have TOG, which is time alone with God. I also feel like God has put this certain counselors in our life to help us through different difficulties that we're having here or at home.
Every camper has a different story and they grow in their own ways. And I just love to be there to help them do that.
It's so cool to see the way God works through the camp and through us, through them.
This is a place that's open to all. We want to make sure that people know that they matter to God, therefore they matter to us. And so we have camps for all kinds of different people. We have a program called J19, and it's a special needs camp that we do for youth and adults. We have a parent-child camp called Taste of Camp, and a grandparent-grandchild camp called Grand Camp. No matter who you are, you're welcome here at camp, and there's something here for you.
God loves you, we love you. Come have some fun with us.
If I had to use one word to describe camp, I would say a blast.
Camp is fun.
Amazing.
It's one of my favorite places to be.
Camp, in one word, is magical.
Camp is family.
I want to come back next year because this is a great camp and it's awesome.
I'm definitely going to come back to camp.
I definitely want to come back next year.
So now you've seen a little bit of camp. Come and experience it for yourself. Camp is a great place to have fun and make friends.
Camp's better than ever, so get your registrations in now. Spaces are filling up quickly.
When you come to camp this summer, bring a friend.
Or two.
And you'll have twice the fun
At Carol Joy Holling Camp.
Every year we get a little bit farther away from the opening of that video, and every year it gets a little bit funnier. But every year also, we can't wait until we get to summer. And every dollar that we raise tonight supports our promise that no child will have to be turned away because of a family's inability to pay. We know it's been a rough couple of years and that more and more families are feeling a strain financially. So tonight is more important than ever before in terms of making camp available to everyone who wants to come, regardless of ability to pay. I want to take a minute to thank our sponsors for making tonight's virtual Heart of Camp Gala possible. The visionary sponsors for this year's event are Daryl Hammond and Ralph and Kim Kastner. Thank you, Daryl, Ralph, and Kim, for your generosity. You're longtime friends of Carol Joy Holling Camp, and we value our partnership with you. I want to say also thank you to our presenting sponsors tonight, Dr. Jeff and Tanny Ackerson, Lori and Paul Hogan, Dr. Joe and Linda Miller, and Bob and Suzanne Saul. These are more amazing friends of camp who support not only the gala, but also volunteer and share their gifts in many ways throughout the year. Our major sponsors for tonight are Carolyn Blowbaum, Emmanuel, Chuck and Shirley Niemeyer, and Shields. We want to say a very sincere thank you to tonight's major sponsors, and also a thank you to our patron level sponsors. They are In His Name Foundation and Cecil Bykirk. And all of our wonderful table sponsors, all of these sponsors come together tonight to help faith come alive through the programs that are offered at Carol Joy Holling Camp. And as always, thank you, all of you, for your many gifts. In addition to supporting our summer campers, your gifts tonight will also benefit the dozens of summer ministry team members who will learn and grow as they serve as role models and take care of campers for 8 weeks each summer. And I always think personally to a time in my second summer on the staff at Carol Joy Holling when after an evening worship service, we were walking back to our tents. And Pastor Roger Sass, who served as the executive director at Carol Joy Holling back then, threw his arm around my shoulders and he said, hey, Scott, have you ever considered going into the ministry? Because I think you might have the gifts for it. And it was one of those occasions where once I started thinking about it, it was impossible for it to stop. So camp is a direct connection for me becoming a pastor. You can also lay the blame there if you want to. That's something that you could do if you needed to. It's just stories like these that make this place such a special place. And I know many other pastors who have similar stories to share from time with Wayne Jarvis and Roger Sass and Dave Coker and others through the years who've worked at Carol Joy Holling, Sonny Richardson, and many of the year-round staff also have found their faith coming alive just because of their connection with Carol Joy Holling. And the gifts that you give are what allow that special impact to happen in those lives as well. And that's to say nothing, of course, of all of the campers who come every summer and have their lives changed just by having a week where they are cherished and nurtured and welcomed as a child of God and worthy of just the most hospitable welcome possible. I know years and years and years ago, this would have been summer of 1985 in my case, I think, was my first summer at Carol Joy Holling as a camper. And I was a kid who didn't always know where I fit in. And I experienced from the moment I got out of my parents' car and looked around and found the covered wagon that I would be sleeping in that week and met my counselor and just started to learn about this place and what a special place it is. For a kid who didn't always know where he fit in, I have always felt like I fit in at Carol Joy Holling as part of Nebraska Lutheran Outdoor Ministries. From my earliest days as a camper to all of these years later as a board member and as an ordained minister who's become a pastor in many ways because of that experience. So we want to take a minute to allow some of you, if you've got similar stories, you could post them in the comments as we're going along today. It's kind of hard for me to keep track of both of the comments and everything like that. But if you've got a story to share, put it in the comments, and we'll try and get it up on the screen and share a little bit. Some other things that you should know just as we're moving along, and we're getting ready to start our award presentations very soon. There are a few things to know about. Number one, the summer camp registration is still open, of course. A few sessions always fill up quickly, but there are lots of spots left for campers of all ages, particularly the J19 camp for both youth and adults with special needs. That's one that I know they have a lot of open spots left. So if you know of someone who'd love to be part of that program, come on and get in touch with Carol Joy Holling. There's a 3-day, 2-night grand camp for grandparents and their elementary age grandchildren. There's a 24-hour taste of camp for elementary age campers and a special adult, which could be a parent or maybe a godparent, an aunt or an uncle. And of course, there is always a whole week of overnight camp for first grade all the way through seniors in high school. Those are just some of the things that are always available, but I know there are a few slots left open for this summer as well. I also know, because I've been asked to help recruit, that there are a few openings still left on the summer ministry team, that they're looking for about, just a few more college-age students to come out and work at Carol Joy Holling this summer. So it looks like we're getting ready to head back to the video.
We want to thank our gala chairs, Jeff and Tanny Ackerson. If you could stand up. Dave Lutton and Helen Rakes, the chairs in training, please stand. Joe and Linda Miller, sponsorship chairs. And auction chairs, Kim Kastner and Tim Lindeman and their auction committee. Right now, it's a special part of the evening where we honor people that help make this extra special with camp. And first of all, I'd like to introduce you a pretty terrific guy. I've gotten to know him over the years of doing this and emceeing this. So please welcome to the stage Executive Director of NLOM, Mr. Jason Gertis.
Thank you. Thank you, Sherry. It's an honor to serve as Executive Director and to get to present this year's awards to our dear friends of our ministry. Our Vocation Award, we're going to welcome Shirley Splitgerber to the stage. The Vocation Award is presented for using the gifts God has given you to help others grow. I'd like to introduce Shirley Splitgerber as this year's Vocation Award recipient.
I find this very humbling and never expected to receive an award for something that I have so much fun doing. Well, I believe in something I learned as a teenager, and that was that we all have a calling, and so we are called to do a variety of things, and apparently I'm called to be a prayer partner because it keeps coming back around again. Well, I think it's always important to have people encouraging you in whatever task you take on. And the people who are prayer partners are people who have felt that need to support the summer staff. And I think it's important to keep them encouraged. The first couple of summers I was out here, I was asked to be a prayer partner. And so I had that experience. And then I was asked if I would be able to just take that over and just coordinate it, I guess would be the right word. Well, the quilt ladies each have a self-assigned task. Some of them open all the bags and get everything unwrapped and ready to open up bigger. One of them takes the pictures of them. I check over the forms to make sure we have all the right information. And we just work until we get it done. The most fun is opening up. It's like Christmas morning. We're always saying, oh, come and see this one or come and see this one. And we've had some really unique quilts that have shown up, which have been favorites. And so I've never done just the quilts or just the prayer partners, but I've done a lot of interesting things in between, like teaching the summer staff to tie square knots so they could tie quilts one summer, that sort of thing. It just kind of went on from there. It's a place to use. It's a place to use the things that I have learned over the years that I can share here. And again, it goes back to being able to make that all children can come here and not be turned away. That's very important to me. And I will do whatever I can to support it.
I'd like to welcome Tom and Janice Lippincott to the stage. Tom and Janice are receiving our Community Award for providing spaces set apart to be intentional community. Tom and Janice Lippincott.
Early on, our daughter went to Circle R camp, so I had been involved and seen that. And then later, when I was on the church council, I remember going down for council retreat at the Sorgen Center, and that was fairly new at that time, and we stayed there. It's important to us to have the camp be a place where people will come together and to share with one another their faith, because we think that there are many ways to be able to be a witness for Christ, and coming together in recreation and in craft events like the quilting groups, and all of that are ways to share with what we have.
And I think the most important thing that is, to me anyway, is the potential they have for working with youth to expose them to the Christian way of life and another way with as many problems we got in the world. You know, trying to get young children started out in the correct path is very important. And so going forward, I think we've kind of helped with the infrastructure part of the camp, and I'm sure they've got more needs, but we'll probably, and have this year, I think, help fund the scholarship program for the youth.
I think it's important that as we get older, that we look back at our lives and realize that our lives have mattered and that we have left something, a bit of ourselves to be remembered by, and for others, maybe that we could be an example for them by giving as we have been blessed. And so by us giving to the camp, we have shown that it's important to give to one another.
I guess I've always felt, or have learned over the years, that whatever you stretch yourself to commit to within reason, some way that the Lord always seems to provide. You never really miss what you give away. I mean, He always provides more than enough to take care of you, even if you give something away.
It's a sacrificial giving that, does warm your heart, and you know that you have made a difference in someone's life.
Thank you, Tom and Janice. Our final award tonight is our Hospitality Award. It's presented for providing support, a supporting and caring and encouraging environment in which to build community. I'd like to introduce Larry Scheer, accepting the Hospitality Award on behalf of Retreat and Refresh Stroke Camp.
But it's an honor to think that what we've done is create hospitality, because we feel like we just get that back. The facility here could not be better. The staff who come out to help us, who answer the phone when we call them, it's just the perfect arrangement. So we have a group in Lincoln called Lincoln Stroke Partnership, and it's a consortium of Bryan Medical Hospital, Madonna Acute Rehab Hospital, and St. Elizabeth's, which is a CHI hospital. And because we're a consortium of entities that are not competitive, we're trying to just give the best stroke care we can out of all of our entities, then it was easy for us to say, yes, we're going to do our best to bring this here. Many of our survivors and caregivers have known each other for years. They were in rehab together at one facility or another. So for them, this is a bit of a reunion, because they wouldn't normally see each other if they live far away from Lincoln. So some live in Lincoln, others live in other places. So this is a weekend retreat for them. We do activities with both the survivors and the caregivers together and separately, mostly together though. And it is about bringing to our survivors and our caregivers that a sense of belonging and a sense of recovery. And that's our favorite part, because it is about giving our campers a chance to be together, have some of their mobility challenges or eating challenges all accepted because people are in the same boat, but also to be able to give them the confidence to go out of outside of their own area. And it's okay to be in a restaurant where you have to have your food served in a different way. So it is about rebuilding that confidence. So I think that camp allows them to experience that sense of community that they take forward from here.
Thank you to all of our award winners tonight. You play such a pivotal role in our community, and we're grateful for you. I hope you're enjoying this evening as much as I am. It feels so good to gather together, and I'm pleased to share that in our very first year in this brand new venue, we sold out. Your heart for our ministry, for the campers and families we serve, is what inspires us to continue giving our hearts every day. I'd like to start off by sharing my thanks to a few people who have made this event possible. First, to all of our volunteers, you have been amazing this year. Without your help, we would not have made this happen. Especially to Jeff and Tanya Ackerson, Joe and Linda Miller, Kim Kastner, Tim Lindeman, Dave Lutton, and Helen Rakes. Thank you. And to our staff, we had a big transition this year, and everyone stepped up. Heather Abbott, who faithfully coordinated our special events for the last 15 years and is here for the first time as a guest and probably got to eat for the first time. Where's Heather at? Heather, wave up. She won't wave. She decided coordinating special events for 15 years. That was enough special events for a lifetime. And she moved on to another role. That left a big hole for us to fill, and our Director of Development, Kristen Herrera, and our Director of Marketing, Danny Hatfield, stepped up to make sure this event kept growing. I'm pleased to share that we have a new Associate Director of Marketing that have joined us this year and hopefully will stay around for 15 more years, if not more. Jarrett Schultz joined our staff, and she's already proven herself worthy to the calling. Ooh. I have two main things I want to share with you this evening. First, you get to be part of our future as we unveil Nebraska Lutheran Outdoor Ministries' new mission and vision. And second, I want to share with you my favorite gift of 2021. Recently, I met with some friends. I was visiting in Arizona, and they shared that they were discouraged seeing other Christian organizations water down their faith identity. They asked me point blank, is this going to happen to NLM? I was able to share that not only is that not in our future, but we are intentionally doubling down on claiming our identity as a Christian organization through our new mission statement. It's with great pleasure that I get to share that with you tonight, how NLM has claimed this identity, and I promise that you will be able to walk out tonight remembering our mission statement. Faith alive. Simple, relevant, and future-focused. Can you remember that? I hope so. Faith comes alive through time and God's beautiful creation when kids come to camp. Faith is alive through our amazing volunteers and year-round staff members. Faith comes alive through service, worship, games, Bible study, and the community that's built just in a few short days. Faith is alive in dozens of college-age summer staff that gather together, our future church and community leaders, who selflessly give 10 weeks of their summer to serve as faith-filled role models for our campers. Faith alive. I hope you can remember that and can walk out and share that in ways that make it feel real for you too. Our new mission, our new vision statement is at the heart of who we strive to be. At Nebraska Lutheran Outdoor Ministries, in places set apart, we live out faith in ways that show everyone they belong and they're unconditionally loved by God. It's important to us that our vision be inclusive, welcoming, and Christ-focused. While the words we're using to describe our ministry's influence have changed, our purpose has not. We continue to share God's love with children and families in ways that have lifelong impact. Now, in 22 years of fundraising, I have never claimed a favorite gift, and you all have amazed me with your generosity. But in 2021, we received a gift that really embodies our mission and vision of our organization. I want to introduce you to the Wallman family. This is Wayne and Janet and their sons Andy and Jake, and Andy's fiance Emily. Even Mel the cat made the family photo. I was introduced to the Wallman family by their pastor when we started the Blessings by the Bushel program 11 years ago, and they have faithfully given gifts of grain every year since. Meeting with this family is always a joy because they all come every time we meet. Every year I'd meet with them and I'd ask for their support, and I'd go down the line, first asking the parents for their gift of corn and then talking to their son Andy for the same thing. They'd always respond in such a generous way. During this time, their youngest son Jake would sit there waiting patiently. See, Jake has high-functioning autism, and I probably learned more from him each visit than I will retain in 10 lifetimes. But I'd never made a request of Jake. This year, I was accompanied by Trish Hanaszewski, one of our Rockstar development officers, and along on the visit with the Wallmans. After Trish made that request to the Wallman family and their son Andy, the Holy Spirit prompted me with an idea. I said, Jake, I have a request for you. He snapped to attention, He sat forward and he said, okay. I said, Jake, I'd like you to commit for praying for our ministry every week for an entire year. He responded with pride, I can do that. Then he looked over his mom and said that he would need her help to remember, and I saw the tears rolling down her eyes. She agreed to help Jake, and then Jake asked right in that moment if he could pray for us. And he prayed the most beautiful prayer you can imagine. I recently talked to Janet, and she shared that Jake has kept that commitment to pray for NLM each week. I know that Jake is faithfully giving what he can. God is blessing him and our ministry through his prayers. The Wallmans are taking part of tonight's gala virtually by watching online. Jake, thanks for keeping your promise. I truly believe that God gives us gifts, all gifts to share. When we open ourselves up and give, we receive more than we can ever imagine. That's what you do for our ministry, and that's why we are forever grateful for you. Your gifts tonight and any day of the year provide places set apart where faith comes alive. Here's how.
My name is Cynthia, and I'm 14 years old. I was a little nervous coming to camp because I'm going to be totally honest, I'm not a people person. And when I saw all those people sitting in a circle getting ready to meet each other, I was like, I don't want to do this. But I'm glad I did, because even after the first day where I was nervous and scared to meet new people, I felt like I belonged. I was where I was supposed to be. One of the best things about my camp experience was one of the adventures we did. We went on a mud hike. I was absolutely filthy. I was covered in mud. All my friends were too. It was a lot of fun. It's more than just a camp. You make friends, you have adventures, you have experiences. Camp helped grow my belief in God, and it helped grow my faith. Like this shirt, my camp shirt says, that we have to be fearless wherever we go. It's okay to feel fear, but even if we're alone, we're not alone. God is with us. He'll help make sure everything is okay.
Every kid has a story, and you don't know what their background's like at home, but at camp they can be themselves and they open up to you, and you just like get to see them glow. I'm Dalton Lundquist. I'm 20 years old, and I'm from North Platte, Nebraska. I really didn't go to any camps growing up. From a young age, I was live, eat, breathe football. I loved the sport more than anything. It was my life. I had the opportunity to play college football, and within my first year, I sustained a career-ending injury. When I realized my football career was over, emotionally I was destroyed. Like, I was sad all the time. It just felt like a piece of me died. I kept saying, why me? Why did this happen? Is there a reason? And I kind of fell out of my faith, stopped going to church. I wasn't sure what was next for me, but then I met a pastor who told me about the opportunity to become a summer ministry team member at Carol Joy Holling Camp. My biggest worry at first was just if I would be a good camp counselor and if the kids would like me. When I got here, everybody opened up to me like a family. And at first it was a little bit, what is this? This is kind of weird. And then got to know everybody. It did become a family for me. The best things about being a camp counselor, I would say helping the kids build their faith, being able to play the games with the kids, just helping them build their self-confidence as well. I always thought I had a passion for teaching or guiding. Camp allowed me to realize like I really have a passion for that. You get to see them like grow in their faith by reading, reacting. It's a slow shift over the week, but they kind of just change their whole mentality on the Bible. Before the summer, I was an emotional wreck, and spiritually, I really was falling out of my faith. And by the end of the summer, I had a complete new outlook on life, and I was happy, and it was a type of joy I haven't felt for years since I lost football.
Sometimes the counselors are kids who really just need something to do for a summer and end up being here at camp. You can see growth happening in them as they talk to the kids that they're working with, as they interact with the pastors who are here for camp or staff members. And I know it changes their lives throughout the summer because a lot of them come back the next summer and I get to see them and that growth once again. My name is Sarah Rook and I'm a mom of 3 kids. I like to say that I'm a lifer at Carol Joy. I came as a camper all throughout my elementary, middle school, high school years. I moved around a lot as a kid. Camp was that constant that I kept coming back to every year. I felt that I truly could be myself. I could be fun and I could be loud and I could be full of energy without feeling like I was being judged by anybody else. You can just go out there and be yourself, having a wonderful time and learning about God at the same time. I think I've always known that I wanted to be a pastor. But when I went to college, being a pastor wasn't exactly the most popular thing to go into as a profession. Then I worked at camp. I knew when I finished my summer at camp and I took that trip to seminaries with our camp staff members that I could indeed flourish as a pastor and that I could make a difference in people's lives. I realized that faith really was the most important thing to me. My life has been changed by my time here as a camper, as a counselor, as a pastor.
From what I've seen while working here, it has changed the lives of hundreds and hundreds of campers, allowing them to grow and build their confidence and, most importantly, build their faith.
Before camp, I know I was shy, less outgoing, and introverted. The work that camp does is so important because it impacts people, just like me.
When we give of our time, our talents, our financial resources to this camp, we are supporting hundreds of kids who come here and need to know how much they are loved by God, and we get to impact their lives not only for the week that they're here, but for days and weeks and years to come as they continue to grow in their faith throughout their lives.
Faith is alive, and it is alive in this room. And this comes the fun part of the evening. It's time for our live auction. Our auctioneer comes direct from Larson and Associates of Cordova, Nebraska. I'd like to welcome to the stage Mr. Lance Larson.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
What a room.
All right. So if you're joining us for the virtual gala at home, you'll be able to bid on the live auction as well. You'll bid along with the Qtego platform. And when Lance gives the cue, we'll have 30 seconds left for that item. Those online will see a 30-second countdown timer pop up on your screen, and that will begin that countdown. And then when the timer ends, that auction item will be sold.
Okay, and for those of us that are here in the room tonight, bidding will increase by consistent increments. The same here in person and for those online. So I think for every item, it's $100, right? At least $100. Okay. So when we get to where the bidding stops or slows down so we don't have a bid, I'll start the 30-second clock. And the lady in charge here will run the 30-second clock. And you have 30 seconds to raise the bid. When the 30-second clock is done, I say sold.
All right.
All right.
Seems simple enough. All right, Lance, this first live item is dinner for 6 at the Swanson Center with wine pairings during the winter season. But before we get started on this first item, we've got a couple of special guests that want to say a few words about it that have done this wine tasting or wine. Where are they at? Tammy and Linda. Where are they at? They're supposed to be coming up here. Maybe they forgot. Oh, here we go. Sure.
I'm Linda Miller. My husband Joe and I had this at last year's auction, and we were finally able to do it with our friends. Had one couple that had to cancel, so we invited a couple who knew nothing about the camp, who had never been to the camp, and it was a tremendous dinner. I'm not going to even try to remember what it was served because I'm not sure I could pronounce what it was anyway. Wine served with every course. It was in the Swanson Center, which is the hotel-like facility. We were there about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, had rooms in the Swanson Center. The next morning, a continental breakfast is available through the hospitality center in the basement. And then the new couple had not seen any of it, so we were given a tour. Half of us, one half of each of the 3 couples, chose to go to bed at a decent time. And they did. The other half of us chose not to. We stayed up till the middle of the night and talked and finished all the wine. Mary, do you remember? So I urge you to bid. It's fun. You set the date with them, so it's not a prescribed date.
And Jeff and I were the first ones to ever get this event. When it was, the first time it was offered, it was on the silent auction. And so it was a little bit easier to snag. Now that it's become a live auction item, I want you to tell you, it is terrible. The food is awful. The accommodations are horrible. Your friends will not have any fun and they will stop being your friends. Jeff, is your hand ready for this one? Because nobody else is bidding on this one.
Tanny and Linda, thank you so much. Now, this is dinner for 6 at the Swanson Center with wine pairings during the winter season. You can enjoy the spectacular beauty of Carol Joy Holling Camp as a winter wonderland. Savor a 4-course meal with wine pairings for 6 people. Afterwards, stay the night at the First Class Swanson Retreat Center, donated by NLOM.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what a lead up to this item. We have a starting at 5. All right, the boss says we've got to start at $500 bill and don't let table number 1 win. This is a contest. It's a horrible experience. We have a 600 and 7 and now 800, 800, 800, 800, now 9, 900, 9, keep it down now $1,000 bill, $1,000 bill, 1,100, 11 in the back and now 12, 1,200, 12 and now 13, 13 Keith, 1,300, 13, would you go to 1,300, 13, 1,300, now 14, would you go to 14 and 1,500, now 6 scared me to death and now 17, 17 and 18, 1,800, I got Bob Pagel to the right helping me and Keith Cramey to the left and now 18 and now 19, 19 Keith, you're being awful quiet. 19, I'm on the 19, would you go to 1,900? 1,900, would you go to 19 and now $2,000, Bob, I'm on the 2, I'm on the 2. We'll get back to table number 1. $2,000, I'm on the 2. 2,000, now 2,100. 2,100, I'm going to help them out, encourage them. 2,100 here, it's going to be a great night. 2,100. Would you go to 21, table number 1? 21, 22, 22. Table number 1 is in, and now 23. 2,300, I'm on the 23 and 3, and now 24, you're all out. 24, 24 and 25. 25, and now 25 and 26 and 27. And now 28, Keith. 27's right here in the middle. 2,800. Anywhere else? 2,800. Would you go 28 down here? Now 29. 29. Where'd we go? 29. And now $3,000. $3,000 here in the middle on the 3 and 3 and 3. And now 3,100. In the middle on the 31. Give it on the 31. Lots of wine. 31. 32. 3,200. In the middle on the 32 and 2. Give it on the 32. 32. 32. Thank you. 31 is right here. They're out to my right. 32. Keith, would they like in at 3,200? 31 and now 3,200. In the middle on the 32. Would you go to 3,200? My 31 is here. Anybody online want to raise that, ma'am? 31, 32. Tell them the wine is good. 31 and 3,200. I'm on the 32. 32. Start that 30-second clock, please. Second at 32, 33. Closed, sold, $3,200 over here. Give them a big round of applause. Excellent. And thanks to our bidders at home. All right. Oh, hey, I got a surprise for you, sir. You're not off the hook. We can offer this to 2 people.
We've got another
You are the
package.
next to last bidder. This is a package, and just hold on that thought here just a second. Bob, can you find your bidder? The people from Cutigo want to find them. Have your bidder hold their hand up. She's there, good. Now, would you like the same package, sir, for your last bid, which would be $3,000? And you double our money here.
The wine is good.
The wine is good. Help them out, folks. Did you say yes? I'll tell you, you guys split it up. That's just fine.
Right.
Put it on his number. Give him all a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Great deal. All right. Item number 2, we have, yes? Can we do 3? I haven't been given that authority, but who's in charge? Hey, would you do 1? It's a horrible experience. The food is terrible.
Nobody will ever be your
but
friend
the company
again.
is great. Would you like in at $3,000 for a 3rd package? Yes, they did it. Find them right here. Nothing like 598 people looking right at you for an answer, huh? No pressure at all, table number 1. You started it, though. I want to remember that. You started it. All right, item number 2, we're going to Topgolf. This includes 2 bays and food at Topgolf. Your adventure awaits at Topgolf, the premier entertainment destination in Omaha. Your winning bid includes 2 golf bays for 2 hours each and a pre-selected food package. A perfect place to celebrate a birthday party, bachelor, bachelorette, corporate event, date night, or just a night out with your friends. Everyone will have a fabulous time. No golf skills required at all. They have a huge net up to save everything important around you. This is donated by Pastor Harold and Caroline Rice, Pastor Brian and Shelley Rice. All right. Starting at $150, and we're going up by hundreds, right? Would you give me $250? And now $350. $350 and now $450. Would you get $450? Now $550. Keith, you're out. $550 now $650. $650 here. Number on the $650. Number on the $650. Would you go to $650 here? Number on the $650. Lisa, you look at it. $650 and now $750. $750 over here. Number on the $750. $750 now $850. $850 here. Number on $850. Would you go to? Did I see a hand out here? $850. The lights are terrible. $850. I've got a bidder, fellas. You're not the only one. $850. Now you got to be $950. $950. $950 here. Number on the $950. Would you go to? Keith, you're quiet. $950 and now $1,050. $1,050 to my bidder. Number on the $1,050. $1,050. $1,150. Keith. $1,150 here. Number on $1150. $1150. Bob, you're out. $1150. Either one of you. My bidder's in it. $1150 now $1250. $1250 here. Number on the $1250 to my bidder. $1250 now $1350. $1350. Would you go to $1350? Would you go to $1350? They threw an odd number in here and I can't talk very good. $1350. $1350. Would you go to $1350? Keith, you're out. $1350. Anybody else? My bidder's in at $1250. $1350. Anybody online? No? Yes? Where? $1350. The lights are bright. And now $1450. $1450. He said yes. $1450. Now $1550. $1550. $15. Help him out. Encourage him. $1550. $1550 here. It's going to be a good night. $1550. Would you go to $1550? And now $1650. $1650 out here. Number on $1650. Thank you. Give her a round of applause. $1550 is right in the middle of the room. $1650. Anybody else? I'm on the $1650. Would you go to $1650 anywhere before we start the clock? $1550, $1650. Start our clock, please. $1650 anywhere? $1650. Heather, you have a real job now. $1650. $1650. 1550 and 1650. It's closed. I sold it. 1550 right out there to table number 41. And we'll get our QTGO friends right out there. Straight away, raise your hand. Table number 41 is the buyer.
All right, our next trip is to Valentine, Nebraska. It's the Prairie Club Golf Experience set in the sublime sandhills near Valentine, Nebraska. The Prairie Club is an unforgettable golf destination that's making its way onto every golfer's bucket list. But unlimited golf and carts for 4 players for a day. Get all 3 courses, Dunes, Pines, and Horse, good for the 2022 season, Monday through Thursday. It's donated by Dr. Brad Rogers.
All right, golf enthusiast. Starting at $500 from the lady in charge, and now $600. It's going to now $700, Lisa. Do you have 7? Just say yep, because I can't see him. $700, number on the 7, and now $800, Bob. $800, Bob, number on 8 and 8, number on 800, number on 800, but you get $800 anywhere. Lisa's in at 7, 8, and now $900, Lisa, you're out. $900 to your bidder, number on a 900, number on a 900, thank you. 8's to the right, and now $900, number on a Keith, you're being awful quiet. Hey, 900, number on a 99, number on a $900, number on a 9 anywhere. I'm bid 800 with Mr. Pagel's side. Help him out, folks. 8 now 900. This is a great golf experience. 8 and now 900. On a 900. Would you go to 900? Would you go to 900? Did you do it, Bob? 900. Now $1,000 bill. $1,000 to go. Limit on $1,000. Him on 1,000. Now 1,100. Bob's having his own little auction over there. $1,100. Limit on 11. Limit on 1,100. Would you give me 1,100? 1,100. Would you give me 1,100? Limit on 11. Would you go to 11? Bob, you got $1,000 bidder over there. I'm looking for 1,100. 1,000 now 1,100. Limit on 11. 11. Are y'all in and all done? Anybody online want to bid? 1,000 now 1,100. Limit on 11. Limit on 11. Would you go to 11 anywhere? Let's start that 30-second clock, ma'am. Closed, sold, 1,300 in table number 2. Give him a round of applause. Right down here. Lisa, you keep an eye on him. Not that he's going to run away. I just want the QTGO folks to be able to find him. All right, our next item up for bids is Nature's Art Sofa Table. This is really beautiful. It's over there in the corner. It's a gorgeous live edge sycamore sofa table. It's handmade by Chuck and Shirley Niemeyer. This table stands 39.5 inches tall on black iron legs. It's 43 inches long and 16 inches deep and 1.5 inches thick. A wonderful piece to grace any entryway, living room, or hallway. This piece was made over time with love and care just for the Heart of Camp Gala. Angle irons are included to secure the table to the wall or to the floor to avoid tipping. And again, it's donated by Chuck and Shirley Niemeyer. A beautiful handmade piece. I've got $250 to start, and now $350, and now $450. Would you get a $450? Would you get a 4.5? I'm on a 4.5. Would you get a $450? Would you get a $450 anywhere? Bob's got $350 over here now, and $450. Would you get a $450? Would you say $450? $450 now, $550, Bob. $550 and now $650. $650, Keith, you're out. $650 to your bidder. $650 and now $750, Lisa. $750 here. Number on the $750. Would you go to $750 now? $850, Bob. $850, Bob. You got a bidder. Number on $850, Keith. $850 here. Number on $850. Would you go to $850 way in the back? $850 now. $950, Lisa. $950 here. Number on the $950. Would you go to? We're all so polite in here. $950. $950. Would you say $950? $850's with Keith's bidder. Now $950. Would you get a $950? All the bidders are good Lutherans. They're in the back pew of the church. That's right. $850 now, $950. $850 now, $950. Would you get a $950? Would you get a $950 anywhere? $850 is over here with Keith. Keith, you got a second one over there. $950. You got a second one. $950. And now $1,050 to the other bidder. $1,050 in the middle. $1,050. Would you get a $1,050? Just raise your hand again. $1,050 here. Number on $1,050. Would you like in again $1,050? And now $1,150. $1,150, Keith. Number on $1,150. Now $1,250. $1,250. Would you go to $1,250? Number on $1,250. Would you go to $1,250? The left side of the room comes alive. And now $1,350. $1,350. Would you go to $1,350 again? 13.50, and now 14 and a half. 14 and a half, would you get a 14.50? And now 15.50. 15.50, would you get a 15.50? Would you get a 15.50? Your other bidder, on a 15.50. 15.50 again, on a, oh, that was too big a dinner. I'm running out of wind. 15.50. 15.50, would you get a 15.50? Wasn't that dessert great? 15.50, and now 16.50, and now 17.50. 17.50, would you get a 17.50 off to the left? 17.50, would you get a 17.50? Would you get a 17.50 anywhere? And now 18.50. 8.50, now 19.50. 1950, here we are, 1950, 1950, 1950, Keith, the left, on the left side, 1950, would they go again? 1850 is kind of in the middle, 1950, would anybody else like in? 1850 and 1950, all in and all done. Before we start the clock, 1950, start the clock, ma'am. And it's sold. 1850. Keith, get their hand up in the air. Give them a round of applause. Thank you.
Up next, it's our Dismal River Golf Excursion. You can grab your clubs and an overnight bag and head west to the members-only destination for golf and hunting enthusiasts. Spend 2 consecutive days on the greens and a night in one of their gorgeous campsites, or cabins rather. Let me get it out. I'm talking like you, Lance. You can soothe your sore muscles in the hot tub or cool off in the pool. You can end your evening relaxing with friends on the Four Seasons Whiskey and Cigar patio. This package includes 2 days of golf and 1 night's lodging for 4 people in 2 shark tail rooms, valid Sunday through Wednesday, donated by Dismal River Club, Chad Peterson.
I heard whiskey and cigars. That's what I heard. All right. Yes? Oh, that's your problem. All right, I've got 500. Would you go 6? 5 now, 600, 600 now, 700, 700 now, 800, 8 now, 99, $9 now, $1,000 bill. 1,000 now, 1,100. We'll get to you people. 1,100 now, 12, 1,200, on the 12, sir, on the 12, on the 12, 12. Okay, you lost your chance. 1,200, Keith. 1,200, Lisa and Keith. Either one of you, you're all out. 1,200, on the 12, on the 1,200, on the 1,200. Now 13. Lisa's got a bidder 13, and now 14. Lisa 14, 14, and now 15. Bob, on the 15, 15. Would you get a 1,500, on the 15? 1,500 now, 1,600, on a 16, would you get a 1,600, 16, and now 1,700, on a 17 on a great package, 1,700, it's going to a great cause, 1,700, here on 1,800, 1,800 here, now 19, 19, would you give me 1,900, on a 19, on a 19, would 19, and now $2,000, 2,000, now 2,100, 2,000, now 2,100, on a 21, a wise man said tonight, you're never going to miss what you donate, 2,100, 2,100, on a 21, somebody up front here. 2,100 now, 22, 2,200 now, 2,300. You got that better, Lisa. 23, they're out again. 23 and now 2,400. On the 24 and 25 behind them on the 25. But you give me 25. I'm at 24 over here now. And 2,500 on the 25. But you give me 25 anywhere else. 25 and now 2,600. Lisa, your bidders are out. 2,600. On the 26 and on the 26, sir. 2,600. Would they go help them out? 26 and 27. 2,700. 27 now 28. 2,800. Encourage him. 2,800. 2,800. I'll throw in a drink ticket I didn't use. 2,800. 2,800. 2,800. 28 now 29. You get the ticket too. And now $23,000. 3,000 now 3,100. 3,100. On the 31 bun. I ate all my dessert. I can't offer that. 3,100. 32, you're both out. 3,200, on a 32, on a 32. Would you get a 32? 3,200. Everybody's looking at you. 3,200. Please say yes. 3,200. Thank you, sir. Give them both a round of applause. 31 is over here, and 3,200. On a 32, on a 32. Would you go to 32? 32. 32, 33, new fire, 3,300, minimum on the 33, minimum on the 33. Would you go to 3,300? 3,300, minimum on the, you've been in all this way, 3,300, 3,300, help them out. 3,300, minimum on the 33, minimum on the 3,300, minimum on the 33. He's thinking 3,300, my 33, 32 is right up here at table number 1, if that makes any difference. 3,200, 32 and 3,300, minimum on the 33, and now 34, 34 and 35, 3,500, Bob, they're out, 3,500, minimum on the 35, minimum on the 35, 3,500, would you go to 3,500 again? 34 is here, table number 1, 3,500, 3,500, minimum on the 35, minimum on the 35, I'm going to get you 35, would you say 35, would you go to 35, would you bid 35? I'm running out of questions, 3,500. We're getting ready to start that clock. 34 is on table number 1, 3,500. Start that clock, ma'am. Through the whole thing. 3,500, 3,500. Would you get a close? Sold. 3,400 right down here at table number 1. All right, you guys are bidding great out here. All right, the outdoor adventure is next. Your aquatic adventure awaits. 2 Bass Pro Ascend kayaks and paddles will help you conquer any stream or lake. When back to dry land, the Budweiser umbrella can protect you from the sun's rays in your new camp chairs. A case of Budweiser, bottle of Jack Daniels, and Coke are included for your drinking pleasure in a Cabela's Polar Cap cooler. This cooler has been tested and proven to be better than a Yeti. Wow. All right. Again, I heard Budweiser, Jack Daniels, and Coke. Daniels. Here we go. And you get paddles with your kayak. Oh, hungry? Snacks are included. Wet? There are towels included too. And this has been donated by Ralph and Kim Kastner, Tim and Bobby Lindemann. All right, a great package. How much? I've got 500. We got to start at now 600. 600 now 700. 7 now 800. Bob 8 and now 9. 9 here. Minimum on the 9 and now $1,000 bill. Bob. Minimum on the $1,000. Minimum on the 1,000. We got 1,000. Keith. 1,000 now 1,100. Lisa. 1,100 now 12. Minimum on the 12. Keith. Minimum on the 12. Minimum on the 12. Would you go to 1,200? Minimum on the 12. Keith. You're out of 1,200. 1,200 now 13. Lisa. Minimum on the 13. Would you go to 1,300? Minimum on the 13. 1,300. Minimum on the 13. Any movement above the waist is considered a bid. And now 14. 1,400. Minimum on the 14. That was an expensive wave over there. 1,400. 1,400, minimum on the 14. Would you get a 14? Minimum on the 1,400. Would you get a what I wouldn't do for a room full of flies right now? 13 and 1,400. 13 and 1,400. Minimum on the Keith. You got it at 13. 14. Lisa, your bidders are out. Bob, you were never in. 1,400. 1,400. Would you get a 14? 14. Would you get a 1,400? Minimum on the 14. This is a great package. It's right over there in the corner. You got everything you might need. 13 and now 1,400. How about online? 1,400. Minimum on the 14. Would you get a 14? Would you get 14? 14. Let's start that 30-second clock, right? Sold at 1,900 right over there. The clock stopped. The clock stopped, and those are the rules. They're way over here to the left. Keith, keep an eye on them. They're coming your way.
All right, coming up next, it's heading down to Florida. It's a Florida vacation package. You can soak up the sun, enjoy a week-long trip to Orlando for up to 6 people. The trip includes United Airline miles for travel to and from Orlando. Select from multiple Gold Crown properties in Orlando for your stay. Up to 3-bedroom condo accommodations, good through December 31st, 2022. Donated by Joe and Linda Miller, Cecil Bykirk.
Let's go to Florida, ladies and gentlemen. How about this travel package, and where should we start? 5 and now 600. $1,000. I like that better. 11 and now 12 and now 1,300. I'm on a 13 Keith. I'm on a 1,300. I'm on a 13 Florida. Now 14 and now 15. 1,500. I'm on a 15. 15 now 1,600. Bob. I'm on a 1,600 now 17. 1,700 17 and 1,800. I'm on 18 and now 19. I'm on a 19 Keith. 19 now $2,000. 9-2. You're out at 2. You're out at 2. 2. I'm on a 2,000. I'm on a 2 and now 2,100. 2,100. I'm on a 21 and now 2,200 for 6 people. 2,200 now 23. 2,300. I'm on a 3 and 24. I'm on a 24. I'm on a 24. 24 and 4. I'm on a 24 and 25. 25. I'm on a 25 and now 26. Lisa, you're out. I'm on a 26 and 27. Bob. 27. Bob or Keith and now 28. Lisa. 28. Lisa. Keith, you're out. 28 and 29. Bob. 29. 9. I'm on a 29. When you go to 29. 28's in the middle of the crowd now. 2,900. I'm on a 29. 9. I'm on a 29 for up to 6 in Florida. 29 and now $3,000. $3,000. I'm on a 3 and 3. I'm on a 3 and 3. We got a 29 online. You got to be 3,000. She hit me first. Got to be 3,000. Now 3,100. 3,100 to your online. 3,100 to your person in the middle. 30,000. Now 3,100. I'm on a 31. Would you get a 3,100? Would they like it? 31 online? You don't know yet. 3,000. 3,100. 3,000, 3,100, I'm on the 31. You're in it. 3,000, 3,100, 31, 32, Bob. 3,200, I'm on the 32, I'm on the 32, 32, 32, 33, 33. When you go to 3,300, I'm on the sun always shines. It never rains. 33, 34, 34, I'm on the 34, 3,400, I'm on the 34, 34. I still have that drink ticket. 3,400, now 35, 35, I'm on the 35. When you go to 3,500, I'm on the 35. When you go to 35, and now 3,600, 3,600. When you go to 36, 3,600. 3,600, 3,600, brand new bidder, 37, 37 here, and I'm on the 3,700, would you go to 3,700, 3,700, and I'm on the 37, and I'm on the 37, I'm sure he said yes, I can lip read, 3,700, 3,700, and I'm on the 37, 3,700, and I'm on the 37, would you go to 37, 38, 3,800, where to go, 3,800 right here, 38, now 39, 39, would you go to 3,900, we're coming up on an even number, 3,900, 3,900, would you go to 39, I'm going to help them out, folks. 3,900, 3,900. We'll throw in some flip flops. 3,900, 3,900. I'm on the 39.9. I'm on the 3,900. 39. They're thinking about 39 and now $4,000 and now 4,100. He's not thinking near as long as you are. 4,100, 4,100. I'm on the 41. It's a strategy. 4,100. I'm on the 41. Don't look. It's against the rules. 4,100, 41. It's not me. 4,100. I'm on the 41. 4,100. I'm on the 4,100. I'm on the 41. Thank you very much. Give her a round of applause. I'm at 4,000 here. 4,100, 4,100. Anywhere to 41, 41. Start that clock, ma'am. Sold it right here, sir. $4,000. Give him a round of applause. Right over there. Table 14 right here, Bob.
It's got 2 pages.
Oh, okay. And that's mine. I lost complete track of them.
Do you want me to do it?
Could you?
Yes.
Could you? Thank you.
All right, this is the ultimate Husker package. Go Big Red!
Big Red.
There you go. It's the ultimate Husker package. Includes a pair of premier tickets to football, volleyball, men's basketball, and baseball games. You can soak up the Husker spirit with football tickets at club level, section 410, row 6. A tailgate party will make your football experience complete for pre-game fun. You can cheer on the volleyball team from section A4, row 8, and basketball team from section 10, row 5. You can catch a fly ball sitting in row 13 of section 107 at Haymarket Park. Winning bidder gets their choice of games for each sports, Oklahoma football excluded. Includes a includes a Husker tailgate basket full of fun items. There is no place like Nebraska. Donated by Ralph and Kim Kastner and Linda Stubendick.
All right. What a great sports package for the University of Nebraska here. Sports in every season. And here we go, except for Oklahoma. That's a popular game. I don't care when they play it. All right, we've got 150 to go. What'd you give? 250. 250 now, 500 now, 600. 600, minimum on the 600, 600, minimum on the 600, minimum on the 600 here. Bob's got the 500 jumping now, 600 now, 700 now, 800. 800, minimum on 800, minimum on 8 and 8, minimum on 800 now, 9 Bob. 900, minimum on the 999, and now $1,000 bill. 1,000 now, 1,100. 1,100 here, minimum on 1,100, minimum on 11, minimum on 1,100, minimum on 1,100, now 1,200, minimum on the 12. When you get to 1,200, now 13. 13 and now 14. You're both out over here. 14 and 15, Keith. 1,500 and minimum on 16. 16 here, minimum on the 16, first hand I see. 1,600 and minimum on the 16. Would you get to 1,600 now 17. 17, Keith, and now 18. 1,800 and minimum on 18. With the 18 now 19. 19, you're out, Keith. 19 and now $2,000 and minimum on the 2 and now 2,100 and minimum on the 21. And now it's a competition. Now 22. 2,200 and minimum on the 22. 2,200 and minimum on the 22. Would you get to 2,200? 22 and 23 and 3 and minimum on the 23 and 24. 2,400 and minimum on the 24 and minimum on the 24. Would you give me 2,400? You think about it a minute. 2,400 to 24, now 25. 25 and 600, 2,600, and minimum on the 26 and 6. Don't let him win. He's just pushing your buttons there. 2,600, and minimum on the 26. 26 and 27, 27, 20. Again, 2,800, 2,800. It's a pause. 2,800 now. 20. Got $3,000 and now 3,100. 3,100 and minimum on the 31, and minimum on the 31. 3,100 and minimum on the 31, and minimum on the 31. It's just a tactic. You could just run him up. 3,000 now 3,100. 3,100. Great sports package for the Husker fans. 3,100. 3,000 now 3,100 and minimum on the 31. Are you sure? I don't want to miss you. 3,100. Great seats for all the sports. 3,100. 30,000, 3,100, and minimum on the 31. How about online? 3,100, no, 3,000, 3,100. Start that clock. Three closed, sold it to you. $3,000 to the bidder in the back pew. Give them a round of applause. Thank you to all our bidders.
All right, up next, it's the Scotch and food tasting. You can come join them for an evening of fun as you explore 6 regions in Scotland and discover the difference in their Scotch. You'll focus on the notes, the palate, and the finish. To make it interesting, they'll dabble in whiskey from Wales as well. They will learn about Scotch, whiskey, and a chef will design a perfect pairing for each drink. It's sure to be an evening of good bites, good company, great Scotch, and fantastic fun for a party of 6. This is donated by Daryl and Jean Granahan.
This is a great package. Let's give it a round of applause for this one. This is an adventure. You can take a trip at home. I had to go take a shot between while you were reading that. It was just sounded thirsty. All right, here we go. We've got to start at $500. You go to the home of the Granahans, and you have this six-layer experience, ladies and gentlemen. I got a bid for 6. You got to be 7. And now $800. $800 minimum on 8, minimum on 809. 900 minimum on a 9, and now $1,000 bid. $1,000 to go on 11. 1,100 now 12. Minimum on a 12. Would you go to 12? And now 1,300. Minimum on a 13 and 14. 1,400. Minimum on a 14. And now 1,500. Minimum on a 15. Would you go to 15? Now 1,600. 16 and 7. Minimum on a 17. 17. I'll keep smiling. The Lord loves a cheerful giver. 17 and now 1,800 and now 19. 1,900 minimum on a 19. Would you give me 19? 19. We'll get to her next. 19 and now 2,000. Now 2,100. 2,100 minimum on the 21. Minimum on the, you can just taste it going down. 2,100. 2,100 minimum on the 21. She's thinking about it. 2,100. 2,100 minimum on the 21. Minimum on the Keith. You got it. 2,000. 2,100. 2,100. Great package, folks. Get right in here and let's raise some money. 2,000 now 2,100. 2,000 now 21. Now 2,200. 22 and now 2,300. 2,300. Would you go to 23 and 3? Minimum on a 23. Would you go 23 and 24? Thank you. Now 25. 2,500. 25 and now 2,600. 26 and 27. Per drink, it's not bad. 2,700. 2,700. Anybody on the 20s? It's top shelf stuff. 2,700. 2,700 here. Anybody on the 27? And now 2,800. 28. And now 29. 2,900. This gal is serious. Do not let her win. 2,900. Anybody on the 29? 29 here. 2,900. Thank you, sir. Give him a round of applause. 28 and 2,900. 28 and 2,900. I'm on the 29. I'm going to do 2,900. I'm on the 29. Y'all in and all done anywhere else? Keith's got it at 2,800. We're way out there. And now 2,900. I'm on the 29. I'm going to go to 29. Start that 30-second clock. $35, 35, 36. I don't hear you. 36, 3,600. I'm on the 3,600. 3,600. I'm on the 36. Here we go. I'm the boss. 36, 37, 3,700. I'm on the 37. When you go to 37, she's getting mad at me. I'm doing this for you. 37, 38, 3,800. I'm on the 38. We're here to raise money. 3,800, 3,800. I'm on the 38. 38 and 39, 39. I'm on the 39. And now $4,000. $4,000. Let's do it. $4,000 minimum on the 4. Now 4,100. 4,100 minimum on the 41. Thank you, sir. 4,041 sold right over there. 4,000.
Oh.
You bet. Give them a round of applause, folks. Thank you. Thank you.
That just gave me the spirit bumps.
4,000. Yeah, 4,000.
Woo!
Woo-ha, that was fun.
All right, folks. Now is the time where you get spirit bumps with this. It's time to fill the heart.
So we're going to move on to the end of our time together tonight, and you can see that our web slingers added the Fill the Heart link. And in the comments below, or you can go to caroljoyholling.org/gala, use the Give Now button, and we're going to try and fill the heart before the end of the night. And if you're wondering what your gift provides, here are just a few of the different ways and different amounts that you can give that'll help the ministry of Carol Joy Holling. $3,500 will provide the salary for one summer ministry team member. And that's a significant number because this year we have we've raised summer ministry team salaries significantly because we want to make sure that we are getting to where we need to be to attract the kind of people that we are looking for our summer ministry team. So they get a significant pay bump this year, and frankly, folks, they deserve it. They work 23 hours a day, all week, taking care of a lot of really great kids, and it's hot, sweaty, dirty work, and they deserve every penny. So $3,500 for the summer ministry team member. $1,300 will care and feed one horse throughout the summer, and we have a herd of over 30 horses between the Grove, which you may remember used to be known as Teepee Village, and we've renamed it to the Grove, and Ranch Camp. We've got a lot of horses that need a lot of care and feeding. $420 will provide a full week of camp for a camper that needs financial assistance. And then, of course, $210 would provide half a week of camp for a camper that needs financial assistance. $100 will provide s'mores for every camper each week. And I can tell you that is one of the most important part of every camper's weeks and every staff member's weeks as well. And actually, it's a funny story. Just this past Sunday night, a group of students from Midland University, as well as campus ministry students from the Omaha area campus ministry and Wayne State College, we all gathered at a Carol Joy Holling on Sunday night for a campfire and to learn a little bit more about Carol Joy Holling and frankly, to see if we could recruit a few more summer staff members. But it was mostly just to get out to Carol Joy and see what it was like. Thankfully, the weather was lovely. But I can tell you the question that I got more often than not as we were trying to plan this trip was, will there be s'mores? Yes, there were s'mores. And for $100, you can provide s'mores for every camper for a week at Carol Joy Holling Camp. That's a pretty good deal given the amount of impact that those s'mores can make. So as we're wrapping up our show tonight, you can see that we're continuing to fill the heart. We need about $10,000 more dollars, and want to thank you for all of these donors. Oh my gosh, it's just flowing in right now. So thank you to Janice and Greg and Robin, to all of you who are pouring on the money. Hey, Sherry, I see your name there. Sherry Schweedhelm, one of my fellow ELCA pastors here in Fremont. You guys are doing such wonderful things for people. Ruth and Carl and Christina, really appreciate everything that you guys are doing, that all of you are doing. Hi, Leslie, for the gifts that you're all giving to Carol Joy Holling so we can fill the heart tonight and get to where we are needing to be in terms of fundraising. $43,000. That's a pretty remarkable sum total. There's Joe Harnish. I recognize that name. Hi, Joe. Mary Bergstrom, Carolyn Rice, Shirley Fay, Mick Anderson, Martin Olison. Thank you, everyone, for your generosity, for all that you've given to Carol Joy Holling Camp, and for all the many ways that you support the ministry we do here. David Bossman, fellow summer staff alum, glad to see you online, David, and or giving in person. I guess you could be at the gala tonight, but thank you again for the generous gifts that you've given for Carol Joy Holling Camp, for all the ways that we can work together and provide for the ministry that everyone can be a great part of at Carol Joy Holling in the summer. Let's see. I'm going to take a look over here and see what's happening over in Facebook land. Not a whole lot of comments that are getting over for me, unfortunately. Sometimes it doesn't always go one-to-one in terms of what's being said online and coming back. But I want to thank you again for your generosity. Tell you a little bit more about some things that are coming up. We said earlier, and then got kind of cut off when we went to video, but we are still looking for summer ministry team members. Applications are open. Here are some of the requirements. Need to be 1 year out of high school for most positions. The greatest need right now is for challenge course facilitators, which is high ropes, for marketing interns, and for village leaders, which is our kind of general counselor role. So if you know somebody who might be a good addition to the summer staff at Carol Joy Holling, please encourage them to check it out. The website is nlom.org/SMT, and that stands for Summer Ministry Team. Or just search it up online. You know, you can Google Summer Ministry Team at Carol Joy Holling. That'll definitely take you to the link that you need to get to help with that. There are all kinds of talented people that could do some remarkable work at Carol Joy Holling. We need folks that can make that choice, that can make that priority for the summer for this year. And again, summer camp registration is open. We're always looking for J19 camp folks for both youth and adults with special needs. We've got Grand Camp this summer for kids and their grandparents. We've got a 24-hour Taste of Camp for any elementary age camper and a special adult. And of course, there's always whole week overnight camp for first grade, all the way through seniors in high school. That is always an option for folks to attend as well. And I see, again, the donations keep coming in, and we're slowly but surely working our way toward $50,000. I'm going to have to call my wife here pretty soon and get her to maybe throw some money in the pot as well to help us raise the money that we're trying to fill the heart today. So we'll see if that works or not. But want to thank you again for being part of things tonight. And you can continue to fill the heart even after the live stream ends. So here's some information as we're wrapping up our time together. Next year, the gala will be held on April 1st, 2023. So mark your calendars. No fooling. April 1st, 2023 is the date for our Heart of Camp Gala next year. The in-person event is going to be held again at A View West Shores in Waterloo. That's off of 243rd Street and Dodge. And we hope, again, that you'll save that date. If you can't make it there, well, you can always come here and share some of this this good online fun. I have no idea if I'll be back or not. Maybe I'll be back, maybe not. The nice thing is if you come to what I'm doing, there's always a mute button. So you have that option. I know some of my family are tuning in online just for the chance to not listen to me tonight. So, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to call it at this point and just say it's been wonderful to be with you all tonight for this online gala. And on behalf of the Nebraska Lutheran Outdoor Ministries Board of Directors, the year-round staff, for the summer ministry team, for campers and summer staff alumni like myself, and for everyone involved in this wonderful ministry, I want to say again, thank you, friends. Thank you for your gifts, for your kindness. Thank you for your support of the ministry we all do together through Carol Joy Holling. And we'll see you soon, and have a good night.